In this video, we're going to look at the results of a survey and present a course that you wanted. Hi, Derek here. Maybe you're aware, but a short while ago, I put out some requests for feedback for a new course, and the results are in, and I can tell you the course that we'll be offering now as a result of your feedback. So this course is aimed at professionals and students who need English in their everyday life. So, for example, you might be a sales rep who has to convince and impress international customers with presentations, Q&A sessions, and so on. You might be a support staff and you have to deal on a daily basis with international customers. Or you might be a manager in a large international company and have to communicate with your staff in English, and you want to do this in an authoritative and convincing manner so they still respect you at the end of the day. Or you might be a student who is studying in English, which is not your native language, and have to give presentations, present coursework, project work, and so on in English. I want to do it really in an impressive way to get the good marks that you know you can get. So to this aim, we have a 5-week course, which we are going to be starting in the middle of November. Now don't worry if you're watching this after this date. We'll be running this course at regular intervals, so check out the description for the course landing page. You can go along there, look at all the details, and sign up and be put on the list or the waiting list, and be informed when the course next runs. What I'd like to do now is tell you a bit more details about what is involved in the course. I would also like to point out that the course is strictly limited to a maximum of 8 participants. So this number has been chosen not at random. If it's too many people, you get lost in the masses. If it's too few, you don't have lots of opportunity to interact with your fellow learners and, of course, myself. So 8, I think, is a good number as a maximum. So what we're doing is every week there'll be an interactive lesson. I'll say Zoom probably. And it will be myself and the 8 participants. And we will look and present a lesson, ask questions. It'll take an hour, 2 hours, take as long as it needs. And after that, you then have a chance to try out the material for yourself with myself and your fellow course learners. And so, for instance, in the first week, we'll look at emails and letters, how to structure them, formal, informal, conventions, all that will be covered. A nice interactive lesson to start, and then during the week you have plenty of opportunity to email each other backwards and forwards, practice, get good feedback, constructive feedback, and really get help from myself and your fellow learners, and really get written communication down to a T. And at the end of the first week, we'll have a review on emails and letters, and then present the next week's topics, which will be business English idioms. Now, idioms are a kind of a weird thing. Just to really quickly recap, idioms are these sort of phrases or expressions where you know each individual word, but the expression as a whole has a completely different meaning. And these can be really confusing for anyone learning a new language. It doesn't matter whether you're a beginner or advanced. If you come across an idiom that everyone else knows what it means and you don't, it's not very nice, and you feel a bit your confidence takes a hit. So we look at all the types of idioms you could find being used in the business world. We cover the meanings of them. We compare them with maybe idioms from your own language, whether it's the same one, similar one, completely different. That's all interesting stuff. Good conversation practice, again, with myself and your fellow learners. In the third week, we look at phrasal verbs that come up in the workplace and during meetings. And phrasal verbs are, again, a bit of a sort of a tripping wire for language learners, because they have many different meanings and aren't logical. And we'll look at all of the type of phrasal verbs that come up during everyday life at work, and again with lots of feedback and communication and exchange with your fellow learners. The fourth week, as we talk about international customers, international partners, we look at how to make effective communication with people from another country, another background, different culture. And we look at how knowledge of the way they tick and the way they think can help you communicate effectively with them. This is actually quite important these days when we live at what we call the global village. And then the last week, we look at describing graphs. And this is also an important thing if you're having to give presentations, present data, analyze data. You'll be doing it in form of a graph. And there's a lot of vocabulary that you could use to really make your presentations pop. So they're interesting for not only the people you're giving the presentation to, but also yourself. And so you can use a wide range of different vocabulary and really give a great presentation. And again, you're not doing this on your own. You're doing it in a group of fellow learners and myself. And this is a great topic for practicing and interaction. We bring sort of bits of blank paper and describe a graph, and people sort of sketch the same graph, and you hold it up and see who got the correct answer and why it was different. And usually people get it well at the end of it. So that's the 5 weeks. Like I say, maximum 8 people. There is a landing page in the description below, so please go and check that out. Getting added to the waiting list is there's no sort of strings attached. You can just show an interest and be kept up to date. Obviously, you can go and pay directly and secure a place. That's entirely up to you. So if anything is unclear, please just ask down below. You'll get a quick answer. Till next time, bye for now.